Hey everybody, Josh here with Kracker Motorsports. Today's video, we're going to cover probably one of the biggest things that we get asked the most, and that is what improvements did we do to the chassis of 4693 to make it endure the punishment that we put it through. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to start front here. And what we did when we first initially started building 4693, we stripped it down to the bare unibody. And we started with a plate kit from Dave Boast Metalworks. Now he's out of Buckeye, Arizona, and this kit was a basic kit that you can just get off his website. It included these front plates here. These are 1/8 inch. We go underneath here, and you can see starting from back here. This is a whole U-shaped 3/16 pre-bent kit that pretty much encapsulates the whole unibody frame area in the center. And then it also included these sections back here. Now, as you can see, San Felipe was a bit rough on the car. Unfortunately, we didn't have any of this stuff coated, prior to that race. So all the salt air and salt water and stuff kind of wreaked havoc on that. But this year we're gonna get it all buffed down and get it coated. That way we don't have that issue again. So from that basic kit, we started. We wanted to fully encapsulate the unibody frame, and as you can see under here, we started. You can see all that. That's all 1/8 inch plate. It runs up there and all the way down the back. Obviously you can see it back here as well. It runs all up underneath, and then also all down the inside of the frame. So with that, you see here in 2018, I believe it was, Ultra 4 had the rule change to where we could run hydro bumps in the back of the car. So what you guys can see that we added pretty much it looks like just a truss, a bridge across the back. It ties in the unibody side to side and gives us a good spot to mount our hydro bumps. And then back here on the back, this is where our shocks mount. Tie in here, and then we have a tube running from one side to the other. Now that ties the unibody together and gives it a lot of strength. So yeah. So now we'll bump up here to the engine bay. Now the engine bay, we haven't had the engine bay plated the whole time. We actually did this, I believe, 2 years ago. Whenever we ripped off the track bar mount in Oklahoma. We had quite a bit of work to do. It was pretty extensive. You can check back in our social media pages and check out that. It was pretty bad. So with fixing the broken part, we went ahead and plated the entire engine bay. So now basically from front to back, it is, the whole unibody frame area is all 1/8 inch or 3/16 plate, which really strengthened the car up. Now, after the unibody was plated, we started on the cage work. And our goal was to essentially build a tube chassis within the unibody. That way the unibody really wasn't taking any of the load from any of the suspension components, anything like that. So you can see up here, tubes all run in all the way to the front bumper. And then we have tie-ins there and right there. So what you're looking at right there, that's right on top of the factory coil bucket. Now, obviously, the coil bucket takes all the load from the suspension. So we want to make sure we tied it in there to transfer that load from the unibody up into the chassis. And then also you can see the shock mounts are also tied in the chassis. Yeah, that's a wonderful, wonderful KOH fix right there, which probably won't be changed at all. So I'll probably clean it up a little bit, call it good. But that is the only place that we have seen any cracking on the unibody at all. And it's kind of weird because really the shocks don't mount to the unibody at all. All the suspension components are tied directly into the cage, and that again adds the strength and rigidity to it. And also you can see too, last year we went ahead and upgraded. Instead of the bolt-on motor mounts, we went with just a full custom weld-in mounts. So down here, you can see these guys. These tie the front of our skid plate into the front of the chassis here. So I'll go over here and check out the skid plate. If I can move the toolbox. So this is our skid plate. It runs, obviously, here is where the upper part is, where they tie into those mounts I just showed you. Come down here, and this ties into the chassis. Now, when we designed this, we wanted an easy way to access everything under the car. So with removing 4 bolts, I can see here on this side, 4 bolts on that side, and the 4 bolts that hold the tubes in the front, we can remove the entire transmount, skid plates, everything. It all just pops out the bottom and gives us full access to the T-case, transmission, anything we need. And it makes it super, super easy to access it. I think we're probably right around the maybe 15, 20 minute mark of being able to drop the skid plate and pull the T-case off if we need to. So what we'll do now, we'll go inside and show you guys some of the cage inside. So you'll see in some of the cars in our class and some other classes, they do what's called like a hybrid cage. They'll do a partial exterior cage and some interior. But what we did, we wanted to keep it all interior to kind of keep the sleek lines of the body and all that intact. So we pushed it up as much as we could to the ceiling, and we have plenty of helmet clearance and all that. And now remember, this is all 2-inch 120 wall tubing, per the rules for our class. So there's, it's quite a bit to fit in there. And then, as you can see, we obviously completely removed the factory dash to make room for our ISPRO gauges, rugged radios. This is all of our breakers, the master, all that stuff's right there for ease of access. And when we built the cage, we did a lot of tie-ins. There's a lot of tie-ins. As you can see right here, those all tie to the unibody. There are the windshield tie-ins. And then also we got tie-ins back here, tying in the B pillar to the body. I wish I would have had these aluminum panels removed so you guys could see the cage structure behind that. But basically, you just have a single bar here, tie in here, center, same on the other side, and there's two diagonals on the bottom. And here's the cage in the back. All ties in here, fuel cell mount, all that, and there's where it ties in the unibody down here. And this is right above the rear coils, and it kind of encompasses that whole area to add quite a bit of more strength to it. So there's a couple more shots just out back here. I don't really see too much if it's too dark or not, but see that, and then obviously it comes back here, ties all in with the bumper. There's the battery and our heater core for those cold races. I think that pretty much covers everything on the chassis part. Now, as you can see, we have the front axle slung back under it. We are currently working on trying to gain a little bit more down travel, actually quite a bit more down travel, hopefully another inch or so of up travel in the front. So that'll be nice. And new steering setup, super secret. So hopefully you guys didn't see too much of that. But yeah, so we'll show you guys all that in the next video. Yeah, any more questions, anything else you guys want to see, comment down below, and we'll try and get them answered for you guys, or shoot another video, or whatever it takes. So yeah, thank you for watching, and be sure to check out our next videos coming up. Have a good one.